And we are live with the official show. What? We do official show stuff here? Sometimes.
That's what I'm told. Super official.
Super official.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, welcome to the new episode 54, where we
54.
are going to talk about, John's going to give us a rundown of what happened at Johncon. And we are going to talk about charity work also, because it is coming to season. And we've already started getting people, doing certain things. And so we figured we would go ahead and get that started. Let's go and start a tradition. Kathy, what are you drinking?
You'll be shocked to find out that I am drinking rum and Coke.
No, not you.
I know. It's nuts.
It's
what are you going to do?
What? John, what's your drink of choice tonight?
Dr. Pepper and Fireball, though I'm eating a biscuit because I realize I haven't eaten in several hours, and otherwise, since I just finished up a vodka and fruit punch, this is going to end really poorly otherwise.
I am shockingly not drinking alcohol tonight. I had to take some medication, and so not to get it mixed up or messed up or anything go wrong with it, I am having a chocolate milkshake for the time being.
Safety first.
Very wise of you.
I had to take some medicine for the allergy symptoms that are going on. So I went and did that. So I'm going to do that. Guys, thanks for joining us. We appreciate every time you'll come on. I don't think we need to do any cheers or anything for anybody. Any shout outs?
Nope.
I think we had a good solid one. So for that, guys, we appreciate it. Cheers. So, all right, I'm going to go and switch us over to the painting cam where I am going to work on the Balrog while John and Kathy, I went with a wide screen shot, by the way, so everybody can see stuff. Xander, we love you. Your Twitch is being twitchy. Hey, Cognic Scotty Potty. Well, look what I got here. Looky.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Man of War Bombardier Officer.
Oh, okay.
I got a list that I'm really looking forward to trying them out with. So,
that looks like a Balrog body.
This is a Balrog body. I have put them together.
That looks so much easier to assemble than a metal one.
Let's see. The tail, the torso is 2 pieces. Got a top piece and then the flames on top of it. So far done. I've gotten the base finished, which is just adding 2 pieces of flame.
That base looks way cooler than the base that came with mine all those years ago.
Yep. I'm going to wait, and I probably won't be gluing him down because they want you to put like 3 flames on it, which is cool. But painting that with these legs is going to be a pain in the butt.
Come on, Gonzo, man up.
So...
Can you not paint the base first?
That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to put it on the base until after I painted the base.
Yeah. That's
so.
You could pin him and just find a big thing to put the pin into.
Yeah. So I'm going to hold off on that because this piece goes right here in the middle where he walks, and he makes big old flames when he walks. So, getting that ready. So, with that being said, we are now back. The team is back, because, John, you were gone for the whole week, pretty much. Or I should say about, gone since Thursday?
Yeah, I flew out Thursday and flew back Monday.
And so, what did you do at this weird event?
Well, it was Johncon, held in beautiful Racine, Wisconsin, at the home of Meneth John.
Yep.
So I flew out Thursday. Unfortunately, me and the other guests at the Casa John were not coordinating, so they landed first, got some lunch, then picked me up in the the Painted John Suburban Assault Vehicle, which is a rented Chevy Tahoe with Painted John magnets all over it, which was awesome. I got to meet Dan and Rich from Beer Machine in person finally.
Oh, really? You haven't met them yet?
Yeah, I'd met him in person. We hadn't been in the same circles. I mean, they didn't come out to the one War Machine weekend I went to, and I don't make it to a lot of the cons.
Yeah.
So we got together, and the first night, we almost got in a fight.
What?
So we went out, and, they're beer guys, so we went and bought some stuff at a nice, very extensive liquor store
Okay.
in Kenosha. Then we went to a 8-bit bar, which had video games that were free. We won the Turtles game. I laughed at Rich falling down manhole covers repeatedly.
That game's awesome, by the way.
And then, as we're trying to merge into the traffic, because a lot of construction, a guy, we're merging in, and he's, pissed off and giving us the middle finger and shit, and he's, about to come out of his car. And the funny thing is, he only sees me with John, who is by far the smallest of us. He is proportioned like a normal human being. And we're like, oh god, boy, don't do that. This is going to be the worst time of your life. The other 1,000 pounds of guys are going to roll out of this Tahoe. Exactly. But luckily, cooler heads prevailed, and he did not get out of his vehicle. And that was the end of Thursday's craziness. Friday was a lot of, eating and hanging out. And then the role-playing game for charity, which we streamed, and decided to let people on the stream affect the game, which was an amazing idea because it raised a lot of money for charity.
Good.
Oh, cool.
On the downside, Congo decided to make Rich's life a living hell. So we had, they had a lot of different things where it's like, oh, hey, pay this much to make someone speak in some funny voice, or pay this much to make things worse. So, Congo paid a couple times to make things worse for us, for Rich. Banian, of course, paid to make me speak in the Bane Kid voice from The Adventures of Sewer Bear. So I had to talk the entire adventure, much like this. Which was amusing. We had a lot of people really being flamboyant and taking center stage, so I sort of faded to the background, just threw my one-liners in here or there, and let everyone have a good time. It was Johnson's Troll Chuck, his first role-playing game, like this, with a bunch of people not at his school, and it was a great time for all of us. We all ended up dying except for Chuck, because he was a bog trog and ended up in water, and that's not bad for him.
No.
We had funny thing is we ended up dying. Jeremy and Rich died because of the adventure and Congo. Congo paid for Rich to die. The rest of us died because Bowie decided to pay money to make the Sea King show up and kill the rest of us. But for charity, it was great. It was super fun. I definitely suggest it as a side pro event for charity. And then on to Sunday, where we had the main event, which was a caster draft. And so we had actually taken some of the cards out of the deck and kept them aside for people to bid on afterwards. Basically, each deck, there's 8 decks. Each deck, we took one card out to be like, all right, this is the quote-unquote most powerful card in that stack. So we're going to take it out, so you have to bid on it. So that was kind of cool. I'll give you a brief overview of my caster, because he was totally all right. You end up with pretty much straight 6s, then 15, 15, and 15 boxes. You have a range 8 POW 12 gun and a, POW 9 melee weapon. I got +2 mat and +2 rat and +2 focus, making me 8, 8, and 8. I had future sight, because that's okay. My weapons were Terminus's spray 10, POW 14 auto corrosion. I hear that's okay at rat 8.
Yeah.
And then I had Car Sloan's gun Spitfire, range 14, POW 12, Weapon Master, magical. That's okay too.
At a rat 8, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing broken there. And then my melee weapons were Wrath Rock.
That you can throw?
No throwing it.
Oh, okay.
Just melee Wrath Rock. And then Lola.
Oh.
That's horrifying at Mat 8 Future Sight and 8 Focus.
What were your spells?
Pretty horrifying. Huh? Oh, my spell? My spell list wasn't that good. I bid on Deceleration for +2 armor versus shooting and all. I got Hex Blast. I got Curse of Shadows, which is
Good.
Cranky Old Man spell. Circle Cranky Old Man. Should remember his name. I used to play him. But anyways, Mosar. Then what was my other? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I battened down the hatches. That wasn't a big deal. My feat. Now you come with a generic feat of +3 armor. I actually just drafted Shay's feat, which is 3-inch move, no free strikes, Pathfinder for all your stuff.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. And my list. So Coptic Scotty Potty had brought my list, so I didn't have to bring anything on the plane like that, which is cool.
Yay for friends.
Yep. It was. I'm trying to remember the exact layout, but it was like 6 regular gun bunnies, 2 spray bunnies. I think I have it here actually. Here it is.
Oh, could you imagine Engine of Destruction with your caster? Ooh.
Someone else got that.
Yeah,
it was
Cosmic.
Yeah, it was. He actually had it. Yeah. So yeah, I had. Had. Oh, this is the full list. Yeah, so I had 6 blasters, 2 gunners, Eris 2, Gorman, Acosta, 2 Chaos Illuminators, and Holt. Or something like that. And my first opponent was Coptic Scotty Potty. He was playing Man of War. He had 2 shock troops and 1 demo corps. He had I want to say he had a Berserker, a Kodiak, and another Jack? I don't remember if he had another Jack. And it turns out that my list can remove a unit of demo corps pretty easily, even with an armor buff, because he had armor buffs for all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... but I ended up winning on scenario versus him. It was a fun game. Apparently we played the scenario the wrong way around. We didn't even notice. I mean, afterwards we're like, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense the way this is set up, but we didn't notice at all. I had eliminators running around everywhere trying to be pain in the asses as they are. And just so many moving parts to deal with, and armor 21 gun bunnies are pretty good, I hear.
Yeah, gun bunnies are pretty sweet right now.
So the second game was against a young kid. I don't remember his name, unfortunately, because I'm terrible like that. He didn't like his caster, so he instead paid tickets or money to take Mark 1 Haley 2.
What?
Yeah, that was one of the things. You could pay tickets to take a Mark 1 caster instead.
That's cool.
Damn. I would have taken Vlad 1.
You weren't there.
Yeah. I would have taken Vlad 1 because that's a 1A assassination attempt.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so he was playing him in Ret. He had a Banshee, a Phoenix, a Mage Hunter Assassin, Mage Hunter Strike Force with UA, and then I don't remember the name. I should remember the name. Sentinels, Dawnguard Sentinels with UA.
Okay.
I got first turn. I moved forward. He moved forward, took some shots, realized. So he apparently forgot that his Mage Hunter Strike Force had Blessed.
Oh, yeah.
Because Blessed is no longer a word on the card, it's an icon on the weapon.
Yeah.
Because I asked him, like, you don't have Blessed? He's like, no, I don't have Blessed anymore. I'm like, okay, then you're not hurting these guys. Because we didn't hurt my gun bunnies. And he was banking on the fact that I wouldn't spend my feet just to remove some of his models on turn 2. So on turn 2, I spent my feet and removed most of his army. Because I'm like... he ended up, he had like half a unit of Invictors, and the Banshee that was stuck in melee, and Haley left. Because I accidentally killed his Phoenix. I mean accidentally because I got done killing the Mage Hunter Strike Force, and like, well, hell, I'll just take some shots at the Phoenix, and then ended up killing it. Bit of hot dice. It's one of those games where you say your dice helped you win the game.
That's cool.
And we finished the next turn. That was on the stream, unfortunately, because we both agreed my list was not okay. Because, quite literally, unless you had stealth or something, I was just going to murder your caster out of hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying for that. I'm trying to make it, methodical and take out the other stuff, too, so it's not absolutely broken. But so the round 3, I had paired up against Math John, but we decided he wanted to commentate on the finals. I removed myself from the finals because I didn't think my list was okay. and let Rich from War Machine and Kirk play for the finals on the main table, because we didn't want to go 4 rounds because that's not really the kind of event it is.
No.
So we did that, and then he's like, I kind of like to commentate on it because it makes the game more interesting. So I'm like, all right, let's skip our game. We'll commentate.
That sounds like fun, having a commenter and a color commenter.
Yeah, we were sort of doing that and being silly, and you know, it was like old times. Yeah. Captain Somebody says, I don't mind it, but Armor 26 Shock Trooper sends to ground. That's true. Unfortunately, with my spell loadout, I could remove your armor buff and just, I mean, they'd be tough to destroy, but it would be crazy. I didn't want to see what that list would do. It probably would have destroyed Rich, but I think Kirk would have beaten it if I'd kept it. And I was just as happy to commentate. So we did that, had a good time. Apparently I was the #1 spender ticket-wise. I had the most tickets and used almost none of them. So I took my tickets, split them up, gave half to Kirk, half to Rich, and said, you know, since the stream's going to spend money and affect the game, good luck. Here's a little defense. They had a good game, finished up, and that was the end of the main thing. We figured out we had made over $1,600.
Nice.
Which is super cool. Then, unrelated to the main Johncon, Sunday was a brewery tour in Wisconsin, which was very cool. Even though I'm generally not a beer guy, I definitely had a good time going to a bunch of different breweries. Captain Scotty Pie jumped in. Sassy Greyjoy was there. Rich and Dan, of course. Some of their listeners were really big beer guys.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was a great time. And then Monday, flew back and chilled. Overall, it was great. Actually, no, start off. I actually did play an extra game of War Machine. For the game, for the role-playing game, we had some time. Rich and John played, so I played Dan. Dan played Signar, and since I was using John's models, I just grabbed a quick and easy Osram list, pretty similar to what I played, which was Osram, a driller, 2 blasters, 2 gunners, siege crawler, Thor with an avalancher, Boker, artillery corps, forge guard, Hernan John, and tactical arcanist corps. And man, it wrecked very. So more or less, I don't want to say I'm back, but I'm definitely looking at lists and looking at maybe getting some games in again, since the locals have started playing again.
That's good.
Good event, good vacation, and I'm going again next year, and hopefully we'll top $1,600, though it'll be tough.
Yeah.
Where'd all this money go, by the way?
Oh, went to the local Racine food bank. He gave half to each of his kids for their homeroom for their fundraisers. Make the other kids step up if they want to seem like they're impressive. Like, all right, here's 800 for you and 800 for you. Go make your classrooms, look terrible unless they actually did some work.
Huh.
It's super good event. I love having, I love having an event for charity, and I like the streaming and letting the people affected. I think you can definitely get some extra money like that as long as the people realize, this is going to happen. It may affect your game, but it's for a good cause.
It is. And that's the thing. It's for charity. It'd be different if it was like, hey, we want money, give us money. Like, no, this is for charity, guys. So whatever you give us goes somewhere else.
So the prize for the whole thing, apparently, because John said he hadn't really gotten the prizes ready like he should have, and none of us were there for prizes.
No.
But the prizes was a whole set of high command.
Okay.
Which Rich did not take back with him, and someday John's going to find where he hid that in his basement.
If anybody doesn't know, High Command is War Machine Privateer Press's card game based on War Machine and Hordes. And
deck builder. It was actually decent, but not
good.
Oh no, it was decent, but not amazing.
Yeah,
it was good. It just
couldn't compete.
Wrong time. Yeah, it's hard when you've got Ascension and Dominion, which are both great games, and then other smaller, quicker games.
Hey, Solzar.
Yeah, that's a fun, zero competitive atmosphere. Absolutely. So that was a great event. Looking forward to it. I did get a lot of cool ideas. I think I would love to do a caster draft slow grow or something like that. That's on the wrong side, Gonzo. I think it's on the wrong. Is it on the wrong side?
No, it's on the right side.
No, you just put the
Yeah,
arm
put the
on
arm in.
before putting the wing on, and you know what? I did the same thing, and I
Yeah.
had to rip my arm off.
I gotta rip the arm
I
off.
need to call you Aaron because you done fucked up.
Hey, Aaron, you done fucked up. Hey, Gonzo, you fucked up.
Either that, or you could just cut the peg off of the wing if it's
No.
too difficult.
Nope.
No, it was not the wing.
The arm has gotten off.
Yeah, arm's off.
Okay.
So,
It was freshly glued.
yeah.
So let's be a lesson to all of you dice heads there. Read the instructions before you put shit together.
Here's the thing. The instructions don't say.
No.
Well, yeah, they do say. They do think that you put the wings on first and then the arms. But,
Mine didn't even have instructions.
Yeah.
But then it was old
yeah, you
And
read the
metal.
old metal.
and metal. Yeah.
I remember that model. I do. Alright, so anyways, but yeah, I had some idea of playing a caster draft slow grow. I think would be a fun event. You know, just for a bunch of guys locally to have a good time.
Yeah.
Even just, I think a caster draft. Now, I would say you should do a caster draft with no theme list. Just build a list. Because that way you don't get any extra... I mean, your casters are already broke as fuck. Don't add
More broke
theme
for it.
list craziness on top of it. You know? So... But those will both be cool. And a lot of potential for charity events there, too. I mean... And that's sort of the second half of what we're going to talk about. Why aren't you using plastic glue, Gonzo?
Because it's all the glue I have right now.
Oh, my man,
That's
you're killing me on my
sad.
soul.
Hey,
That
My
is-
soul is in pain.
That's like doing it the hard way, making your life difficult.
well, isn't my
Yeah, I mean-
life always difficult?
No,
Yes.
not always,
Life is difficult. Make certain parts easier.
right?
There it goes, Andrew. That's the actual lesson. Dry fit first.
Yeah, dry fit first. It's a huge model, by
yeah,
the way.
dry fit.
It is.
Okay. I didn't have to break off the other arm. So we're good on that.
But yeah, so, fun event. I like Caster Draft as a format. I think you definitely want to skip theme lists just to make it easier. If you want the same list you're normally playing, just play 100 points with 30 jack points and call it a day. You can actually get, just so I can pimp it there, you can get the Caster Draft cards
Mm-hmm.
from Card Vault, which is Drive-Thru RPG's card printing service. And I've used them for Malifaux in the past. They are very good. A lot of cool options, and I definitely suggest it.
Capture Dash is a fun tournament. You're doing stupid stuff, so don't take it seriously. Just
No.
roll with the punches, because you're going to have some very broken shit.
It's perfect for any sort of charity event where the idea is fun, not to win.
Yes. It's just meant to BS and have a good time.
And that's a good thing. I mean, that's a good point in general. Is you should approach the events. Know the event you're going to. If you're going to an event like this that's just for fun, don't take it seriously.
No.
Yeah.
Play with fun stuff. Do fun stuff. Just have a good time. You don't want to. You can make a list and draft spells to make it good. That's perfectly fine. But don't worry about it. Like when Rich and Kirk were on the stream, crazy stuff happened. One round, Forsaken Pop-Tart actually paid to make the Hyperion into a Helios and all the Marauders into Growlars. Which is crazy, but they were like, okay, hey, it's for charity. It's all good. For one
Yes.
turn, they were
That
changed.
sounds like fun.
Absolutely. And, it's like, making things worse for some role-playing game for charity. It's all good. It was for charity.
Which, talking about that, because that's what we're going to talk about, is charity work. It is coming up to the year that everybody starts doing their...
Well,
Food
November
machines.
is the food machine month.
Yep. Because everybody's going to start talking about Food Machine. And if you don't know about Food Machine is a War Machine tournament where you build a list and you donate food goods to the tournament. For every can you donate, depends on how many tickets you get. So it all just depends on
And
different
they
things.
usually make it so that you can buy tickets for a cost. That way,
Yes.
not everyone's bringing cans. That makes it a little hard on the event organizer.
Yeah. Which is okay. I mean, it's about donating, and so there's going to be a ton of
Yeah,
stuff that people
absolutely.
can do.
However you do it, it's yeah. I'm a
Um,
cash guy. Here's some cash.
yes, I don't want to bring a whole stack of stuff. I think one year we did it as like a Toys for Tot thing is what we did. Instead of food, we did Toys for Tots and Toys for a local charity. And you donate or buy tickets, and you can spend the tickets to. I think one of them is you can get a out of faction model as a friendly faction model in your list, and so people were bringing, you know, colossals with other factions, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
but cool.
Yeah, but cool. Whew, this thing's a big model.
Yeah.
I gotta do some gap
But,
filling on it.
just check locally, see what the guys are doing for charity. If you're interested in running a charity event, find a local store and see what help they'll give you. Find the local charity you're interested in talking to, talk to them, and see what works best for them. Some places it'd be easier to give them cash so they can buy the stuff that people don't donate.
Correct.
Okay, like a lot of food banks would love the extra influx, but the cash is better so they can buy whatever it is they're short of. So, look at that stuff. Have the right attitude when you're playing it. Doing something crazy, just ask the organizer. We had a lot of people going like, how much? So, as far as, I drank a lot of beer over the weekend, more than I've drank in any 2-month period of my life. And that was only over a weekend. One of the guys brought tangerine and turmeric cider.
Oh.
It was not good. Captain Scotty and I tried it, and we were like, it starts at terrible and ends at, well, I guess I could drink this if there's no other choice. We're like, hey, John, how many tickets to make Rich drink the rest of this?
Ha! And by no other
well, there you go. That's
you need also water as a choice, correct?
correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, it was not good. It's by any definition of the word good, not good. But we're like, hey, so someone's like, I'll give 5 tickets. Someone's like, here's 10 more. And I'm like, I'll throw 20 more in there. And we're like, all right, Rich, you got to drink the rest of this shit.
Ugh.
This is fantastic.
So, I mean, just try it out. We had a lot of people come in the live stream for the role-playing game and go like, how much to do this? And John was the only one looking at this feed, so he'd confer with the GMs like, how much to do this? You're like, this much. Okay, cool, let's go. There's a lot of stuff you can do in these tournaments. Just talk to your event organizer. If you're very interested, get them before the event. Talk to them about other things that you think would be cool, and he can add that to the sheet that says what you can do.
Yeah.
Keep your open mind. Be willing to be generous. I come in going, I'm spending X money. And I'm just like, no matter what I do. So I came into Johncon. I'm like, John, here's the money I have allocated for tickets. Boom. Here's my $140. Give me 140 tickets. I spent very few of them. I didn't care. I came. I'm donating this much. Give me my tickets.
Yeah.
And I will with them. Rich and Kirk spent more of my tickets than I did. But it was a fun time. It's about donation. I didn't care. I was just there to have a good time.
Yeah. I have a Canadian friend, Chris Jones, who started Food Hammer, which started out as a Warhammer tournament where you just bringing food and they donate food to a food bank. But, in the last several years since they've been doing that, they've raised like $32,000 for charity.
Awesome.
They do it every year up in, I don't know, wherever he's from in Canada. It's a big place. Sorry, Chris. But, they're great people. And anybody who wants to run a tournament, to be a tournament organizer, can do a charity tournament. And you'll be surprised at the number of people who will show up with cans of food as, or if all the money is going to charity, and just have it be a fun event, and you can have fun, stupid, crazy, door prizes and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, because when it comes down to it, you're not there. You really shouldn't be there to win. That's not the purpose of all of this. The purpose is to use and help out. Help out and have a good time. Because, in all honesty, you could just donate your money and then walk out if you wanted to, if that's what you're doing. But we like to donate and have a little fun with it. Oh, thank you, John.
Self-serving to subscribe to my own podcast.
As I said, it seems so self-serving to subscribe to my own podcast for 6 months, but I did.
And it went to voice, by the way.
For subscribers through Twitch, I'll eventually take that and pass that along to someone else. But keep our subscribers. But yeah, you should not be looking at the event to win. That's not the.
John, you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
I noticed that good better now.
No.
Nope.
Worse.
But John has a point. I mean, you're not there. The event's not there for you to win or to go crazy with. It's there to help someone out that needs it. There are plenty of people, and especially now, we've got a lot of people that need that little extra help. And as us gamers, the stuff goes to where it's needed. It's not just random. It's not to, people that, wouldn't need it. So you're not sending your money off to random Joe Schmo. You're actually sending it off to where it's going to be useful. And so you got to put that in mind. That's why I'm not getting notifications. You should be getting it. You should, if you're following, you should get your notifications. So, I mean, guys, we recently got asked if we could donate to a food machine, and I've got some stuff that I can donate because they're also doing a raffle and not just a simple, food machine. They're going to do a raffle stuff, and I have miniatures sitting around that I can give. I'll just mail it off and, give it away. I could sell it on eBay, maybe get $20 for it, or I could send it off to them and let them raffle it off for somebody to get $150. Mm-hmm. So that's what we got to do.
Yeah, just look at it, and there's a lot of the games that really lend themselves to having that kind of a event. So even if you're not a War Machine or Horde, if you want to play another game, maybe you're just getting into Age of Sigmar. I'm not sure who's doing that. That game really lends itself to that because it's already sort of freewheeling fun. You have a food machine, I don't know how we call it, food hammer still, I guess, because it's Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
For Age of Sigmar and just have a good time and do it. Just take any game you want to play, and do it for charity. Just find some rules, get with some people. If you don't know where to start, message us. We will help you.
I have plenty of ideas.
Gamers, we're happy to help you with any game you want. Even if I've never played it, I will research the game and find out a way to, help you do it. It would not be the first time I've taken a look at a game that I've never played just to help make an event for it.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I've done a food machine. I've done Extra Life. So, I've done that 24-hour stream. I've done whatever I possibly could to try to help out.
Yep.
Even if you can't donate money, you can always donate time.
Yeah,
that's the kicker.
See what the locals need for it. Sometimes they need time. My aunt donates for time at the local food bank, just a little bit of morning on Saturday. Sometimes you're not doing much. Like technically, on some Saturdays I'm not doing a lot. I could probably donate time somewhere if I needed to, but instead I use money. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. Look, it's out there. Look for it. And don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't be afraid if you're doing something. If you're doing, Food Hammer, contact any podcast you find that talks about that kind of thing. Contact us. Contact any Age of Sigmar podcast or War Machine podcast, Seize the Initiative, whoever it may be. Contact them and say, hey, I'm doing an event. Can you pimp it?
Not only that, but also jump onto the Facebook groups for that are connected to the games. Like there's a ton of Age of Sigmar type Facebook groups for various locales. If I was running something in the Chicago area, I would at least search Chicago area, Age of Sigmar Facebook groups and see what comes up.
Yeah.
And most people will
Check-
go and give you the benefit of doubt and say, hey, yeah, you can go ahead and pimp this out because it's a charity thing for the
Yeah, but
most part.
check with the moderators. If you do join a group, go like, "Hey, moderator, what are the rules for
Yeah.
this? Do you want to handle it? Do you want me to handle it? How do we do it?" Just ask some questions. I mean, it's a little bit of work, but the end result could be good. You might get a lot of people. Like next year, I'm going to make sure I go everywhere I can and pimp out Johncon to more people, you guys included. So you guys will check out the live streams and maybe donate some extra money. It's all for charity.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're watching the live stream, watching us role play anyways, and you get to affect it, that's even more fun.
Yeah.
We did the one a couple months ago, the all-day cast with Mount John for Flight Medic's family, because cancer, and that was good also. There's a lot of stuff you can do out there. Don't hesitate, and don't hesitate to ask the local community for help. Don't hesitate to ask any podcaster. I don't care what game you're playing. If you hear about us and you've got a fundraiser in a game, by all means, contact us. We will pimp it. We will do whatever help we can give you.
Yeah. Because when it comes down to it, it's about helping people that are less fortunate or just need that little extra because of things out of their control.
There are so many reasons a person's life can spin out of control where they can't help it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we're all blessed that we have wants, not needs right now. So we'll help the guys who have needs. That's our family toast, wants, not needs means that we're all doing good. And, I want to help people who need the help. Unrelated, and I'm not trying to ignore him, but Mouth John and his and Belinda Librarian, we went to the Chinese buffet after the main Johncon event on Saturday. There was a homeless guy outside. They got their food, went out and talked to him, and arranged to have him get some help. Just because they're good people. There's a lot of help you can get out there. It's just, events, just help a little person, whatever you can do for them. But as gamers, it's always more interesting for us to do it in our hobby. It makes us feel like we're really paying the hobby forward.
Correct.
So check that out. I mean, I say it a lot. I'm saying it a lot, but I mean it. Just ask us if you want any questions. You want ideas, just ask us. I'll help with anything. I don't care.
He'll be cranky sometimes, but you just got to ignore that because that's John.
Nah. I'm only cranky with you, Gonzo, because you bug me when I'm doing busy stuff.
No, I never bug you. I'm always getting you.
Is it
when
like a
you're not
wizard's
doing
never
things.
late?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Sorry, long time running joke between John and I. Every time I contact him, he's like, "I'm trying to do something. I'm doing the next
Read the
episode."
middle of-
It's like you two chat when I'm either trying to go to sleep or I'm driving.
It's not our fault you live in the freaking, hinterland.
It's the East Coast.
Eh,
Slightly more populated than the Midwest.
hinterland.
Well, no, the funny thing is I change the times I work. I leave work an hour later now because I'm the boss. And you still manage to text when I'm driving.
Yeah, it's just always hilarious.
See,
Which we
now
don't
I'm
expect
gonna have
John to answer, right away because we know that he's on a different time zone than us. But it's always for fuck's
my
sake,
leg's
Gonzo.
now twitching because it's like because it's on mute because I work in a call center, and it's like, oh my, come on, or Gonzo with his message is like, hey, check this out. I'm like, I'm recording. I can mute it, but it always never think about it until it's too late.
Which is not.
But anyways, yes, I might, if you mention me at a weird time, I might take some time getting back to you, but I'll be happy to help. Good Lord.
Yeah, we all will. That's the thing. That's one thing I've learned about our community, and I mean the community of gamers, is we
gamers,
are
not even any
always,
game in particular.
always willing to help someone out when it's for a good cause and it's within reason, and it's not
Even the
just
most serious gamer will be like, oh, hey, that event doesn't seem like my thing, but I'll donate what I can to it.
yes,
That's fine if it doesn't seem like it's your thing. If you are the serious business guy, which is fine. Some people, that's their jam.
yeah.
If this doesn't seem like your particular, your
Shtick.
jam, just if you want to donate some money quietly. Like, hey, donate some money. Have a good time. Or if you have an idea for a competitive one that's like that, throw the idea out there. Maybe you'll get more people like you who want to play in that. Maybe it's something that could happen at War Machine Weekend or something. Just sort of cool, competitive, charity event. I'm sure we could make it happen.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because we've done that stuff before. We've always tried to do some cool charity stuff, or we've done charity stuff before in the past. Especially helping out other people, like we know people that have had their, all their army stolen.
Yes.
So we've,
yeah.
I remember, what was it? Oh man, it's been so long. It was back when Hungerford got his entire Gator army stolen back when he was a quartermaster.
Oh wow, that was a while ago.
Yeah. And so him and I were one of the team. They blocked him from the forum, and they asked all the PGs, says, hey, he had all of his stuff stolen. We're going to give him his army back, but we would like for y'all to paint it. And so they sent out all of his army out to the press gangers, and we all painted units, pieces, casters. I painted a bone swarm for him.
That's really cool.
And here's the thing. He could have had that done and everything and such, because he was a privateer press staff, but it was because we wanted to do that. I know that go ahead.
When John Damaris's house, caught fire, everyone helped him out.
Yeah.
We're willing to donate armies, everything. We're willing to help people. We're a community.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what game you're playing, we're a community.
Well, I mean, it's I had a friend of mine, he lost an army.
Go ahead.
Someone got his army stolen. Myself and Kim took our PG points and gave him a whole new Trollblood army. So, I mean...
Yeah, absolutely fine, It's part of the same thing. It's different charity, but it's charity,
Yeah.
Someone less fortunate, bad things happen. Like, if an army got stolen, it's hard to come back from.
Oh,
I've known so many people who have had armies stolen out of their car, or D&D books or whatever, stolen, their whole gaming library or whatever, stolen out of their car. And, I've known people whose whole house has burnt down and they have lost all of their hobby stuff, all their painting stuff, everything.
Yep. We can help those people out. Just speak up. If you hear about them, speak up. Let us help them. On the other side, I've heard GW employees who got their stuff stolen out of their cars at Games Day, and someone realized it wasn't a gun case, it was just miniatures.
Yep.
Left it on the steps of the Baltimore courthouse, and they're like, that's a suspicious package, so the police blew it up. Like, that's terrible.
That's horrible.
Yep.
I mean,
but
it's
funny.
a little funny in a bad way, but you're like, oh, it's horrible.
There are other ways to carry your stuff than in a gun case or an ammo case. I'm just saying.
What was the old GW cases that just looked like gun cases?
Or camera cases, because I know people that have because everybody's gotten stuff. If they've gotten it stolen, we go check your dumpster right now, your nearest dumpster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have an old Doskill gun case that has got GW foam in it, which is kind of why they stopped using those, because they look like gun cases. But the whole point is that, if something like that happens, to you or to a friend, tell the community, give us a chance to help. We will help. We're charitable people.
Yeah, we give when we can.
We empathize. We're like, oh my god, I can empathize with losing an army. It would be terrible. I don't know what it would do, so
armies are
want to
expensive.
make sure someone else can recover from that. Yeah, no doubt.
Armies are expensive, so we understand that. And I know plenty of people, like I said, when I was a press ganger, I mean, I was like, I already have all the stuff I need. What am I going to do with it? I'll use some of it for, prize support, or which we weren't supposed to, but we did anyway. Or I had a model stolen. Okay, well here, what was it? This? Okay, I'll get it back for you. Here you go.
Or you mean prior to me getting, sort of looking at War Machine Hordes again, I'm like, I don't really need anything for these other games, and I've got all this credit with I used to run Drop Zone Games for selling my stuff on eBay. What do I do with it?
Yeah.
All right, fine. I guess I'll play some Age of Sigmar with the local.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff you can do. I mean, if someone needs something, I could easily just take that same funds and go like, oh hey, let's take care of this guy because it's extra.
Yeah.
We're willing to help. I might actually be in a position to help more now.
Big old money bags.
That's not that much money. I mean, it's a large raise, but it just means I wasn't really baking a lot to begin with.
So you guys, you will be seeing a few, charity events pop up on our Facebook page, and we just, if you can help out, help out. If not, it's not a big deal.
If
we
you're
don't
willing to
expect.
help out in a charity event, just let us know, and then when one pops up, we'll put you in touch, or we'll take care of all the details, and help you, help them.
Yeah, because we're always willing to help out when we
Because
can.
it's food machine time, and there's a lot of big food machine events that would love to have help.
So, oh man, my nose is all runny. Well, we got about
That's
15
probably
more
'cause
minutes until the media section. What do we got coming up, guys? We got anything coming up over? Because we got 2 weeks until we've got War Machine Weekend, which hopefully.
And that very same weekend is Operation Sting, which is the bolt action tournament that Jim is participating in, which he still needs. He has 2 weeks, and he still has to make his Monte Casino board. He's making like the entire board Monte Casino.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, it's 2 weeks. You should probably start.
yeah, and paint the army.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, I know he paints quick and all, but
He does more than paint quick. All right.
No, he's just not going to sleep.
No, he doesn't sleep. One thing I've learned is he can take a model from nothing and make it extremely, extremely awesome in like an hour, which would take me, 6 days to try to get anywhere near the way he paints.
Yeah.
And he doesn't sleep. So I fully believe he can do it. I've got to finish a few things up before War Machine Weekend. Primarily this and a few other beasts to get done. But other than that, because we will be, let's see, next week, this week will be no Dawn of Harbinger. The team has to take a time off. So we have Kathy streaming on Monday and Thursday.
Yep.
I will be streaming on Facebook a little bit more, but it's going to be random. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a Sunday morning chill after War Machine Weekend, where I get together on Sundays before the stream, probably like noonish, and just work on some models, because it's not like I don't have enough.
So
And
by
do
the
that.
new year, around that time when things all sort of level out for me, I am going to have my new desk. I have it set up, and I might be able to stream Hobby Streak for as long as it keeps going. I'm getting perilously close to my 1 year goal.
Yep.
And we all know I'm going to stop at the 1 year goal, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Never touch another single model the rest of your life.
Yeah. Oh,
That was the
assembling.
biggest-
He'll have them all assembled. Now he has to paint them. He's
That was
going to
the
spend a
biggest-
year painting models. That's going to be your next goal.
I'm going to have to assemble models in there at some point, just because reality, but
A year of painting.
the biggest compliment I got was Dave Taylor telling me that he was impressed with how long I've been doing it and how I keep doing it despite going on vacation. Because I hobby streaked over the whole vacation. I packed models with me. Star Wars
pretty
Legion
freaking
model,
amazing.
great for that because I took them out of the box, put them in a little deck box. The whole squad fit in there, just closed it up and threw it in my bag. And then I brought Aximilian with me so that he could be in pictures. Because that's now a meme. My mom has noticed that meme, which is super funny. She's like, I see that dog again.
Oh, someday
Yep,
when we're in
he's
the
in all
same
pictures.
place, then we'll have Tiny Kathy and Aximilian
Kathy.
together. I mean, I have a picture of a primed Aximilian with Tiny Kathy, but it's not John's Aximilian.
So does this mean I've got to figure out a mini for me to put on?
He's going to be painting.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's number one on my painting list, honestly.
Shit.
He's in front of the giant monkey with an auto cannon and armor from Dust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
the
I do need to
monkey
paint up those dust models. I got those dust models from Recruits. I need to work on those. Got that huge tank thing. Thing's freaking amazing.
I've heard good things of Dark Age, even though Cool Mini or not, and I hate to throw shade, but they are very scattershot in how they support products. But the guy who owns that the Dark Age license who's actually the owner of that. He is committed to keeping the game going, which is awesome.
Which is pretty amazing. For a number of years, Jim and I, mostly Jim, painted the models for Dark Age when it was in the first 10 years of Dark Age. And we kept begging him to send us a rule book so that we would know, how things worked and everything, but no.
You mean the first 10 years of the miniature game? Because Dark Age was actually a card game before that.
I didn't know it was a card game.
Well, we're hearkening back to, I don't know, 2003, 2004.
I'm in last century. It was a card game that came out.
Never heard of it as a card game.
It had oversized cards. It was a weird mechanic. It didn't really take off, unfortunately, like a lot of games in the post-Magic craze. And like most of the games in the post-Magic craze, I played it, or at least tried to, because we sold it at my store. So
I never knew it was a card game, ever.
Mm-mm.
Well, because it's all based off that Brahm art, which is, super legit art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but Dark Age is cool. I'm glad he's committed, because L. Marshall plays it. He's very good at it, and he actually has a second army for me to play. He's a Thor getting models. I have an army for you. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll take it off the list.
I've been happy to see it growing over the last few years.
It's it's good because it's good to grow in an environment like this where we're in the golden age. If we can just get War Machine to make a little resurgence, it will really, really be in the golden age of gaming. So many games coming out, so much so much we can do.
Yeah, because we did have to change up a few of our patron rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Just so people know that the $15 because patron does not like us giving away and raffling off stuff, we had to change stuff up, guys. So if you are one of our patron subscribers, we had to change the $15 level, which was fine because we talked to the person that was at that level and totally understood and changed up there. But now it's
much more interesting potentially for all of you.
Yes. So if you are a patron subscriber and you go to the $15 level, you will force us to watch a movie of your choice.
All of us. And then we will review it.
Now, there are a couple stipulations. We try to make it a movie that's not, impossible to find.
Correct.
If it's just available on Amazon, then, we can buy DVDs. It's okay if we have to. We prefer not to, but if it's something that's only available for $50 a copy, we ask you not to do those because that's a little difficult for us to find.
Yeah.
Unless you plan to send us all copies.
Well, no, what'll happen is it'll take a while because we'll have to buy one copy
and send it and share it.
I don't mean you. I mean the person who wants us to review it.
Oh no! We'll buy one copy and share it. I mean, there's very few movies like that, but it happened once in a while.
Yeah.
There are movies I'm having a hard time finding that the ex-wife got, and I'm like, shit, I really want that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Scotty says so. A non-adult movie.
Yes.
Like the cartoon.
Preferably R or lower.
R or lower.
Yeah.
NC-17 is rare.
We'd consider NC-17, but
it would depend on what type of NC-17 it is.
As long as it's NC-17 for violence and stuff, that's probably okay.
Yeah. Be responsible. We are looking at a couple of other things. There's still the $20 level where you get to make me sing a song on air, which nobody has done in a while, which is okay.
For a friend. Yeah, I'm sure you are Comics Guy Body asking for a friend.
What else?
I don't even want to know.
We're working on some role-playing levels for role-playing games. Sorbear is taking a siesta, but it might be a shorter siesta than I thought. We'll see how long the alternate game, which is probably at this point going to be Feng Shui for a bit.
Oh, man, that's a good game.
I have not heard of that one. I don't know anything about it.
Feng Shui is awesome.
So take pretty much every Hong Kong movie you've ever seen, mash it all into the same role-playing game.
Okay, got it.
It's more than that, but that's the basic gist of it.
Yeah.
Erotsuka Doji is a no-go, Brad. That's probably try and stay away from hentai.
Yes. I've already seen it.
Specs, penis lightning is not on the menu.
If it's a series, that's
God,
okay.
I hope not.
Series are okayed. You just be, it's got to be accessible.
Clearly, we need to set some ground rules for this
Be an
particular
adult about
pledge level, as we have just seen.
No, I think they're just giving
No,
a shit.
these are our listeners. This is what I expect. It's
Yeah.
okay. Akira, we can do Akira.
Oh, Akira would be good.
Copy. I only have a
And that's
VHS
already
copy.
that's actually for free on Crunchyroll.
I
And
saw that in the
Funimation?
theater.
Yeah.
Oh.
I own a copy of it, so yeah. Well, Banion, why don't you go over there, be our subscriber, and we will do that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I might actually dig out to the comic book.
What else? We are looking at a role-playing one to go out.
Yeah, we're looking at role playing one. It's fraught with difficult. Just we're trying how we're going to make.
John, you're
But
cut
it's
out
super
really bad.
cool. And we're sorry, I can't control that.
Yeah,
That's weird.
yeah. You just nobody can understand what you were saying.
Oh,
So sorry.
that's right. I'm saying it's fraught with difficulty logistically. So we're trying to work out how we're going to do it. We're going to try and make another level for just people who are. You're probably not listening to this if you're only interested in the role playing, but I'll mention at the next role playing cast I do, which will probably be the first Feng Shui one. We're trying to work on stuff for that. So keep
We're
an eye
trying
out
to
for
work
that.
on another painting one that is available for Kathy at the right price and right time, because Kathy is a commissioned painter, so we can't really interfere too much with her
No,
work.
she's a professional painter, sir. She makes money.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah,
knows.
Yeah.
Makes you a professional. We're technically professional podcasters if we ever make any money at this.
Yeah, if we ever make any money out of
You
this.
mean like turn a profit?
What?
Yeah, well, I mean, just saying, it's
We're
technically
not
possible.
really looking for a profit in this, although
No, we're
you
looking
know,
for not a loss.
covering overhead would be cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we're looking at new stuff to help. If you're going to be at War Machine Weekend, Broken Egg Games is bringing all of our product, so you can pick it up there without having to
Buy
pay
some.
shipping. Yes.
Love it. Please.
I actually had...
I missed the boat, Gonzo. I didn't think about it. I should have had a set or two, a whole set of everything for going to Johncon.
Yeah. I took my demo set with me to this last tournament and put the flags up and, of course, the objective markers and all that stuff. And I got more compliments on those flags than anything else. People were like, I really like those flags. I go, well, you can get them here. Because they're 3D flags. And
Pimp.
yep, I pimped it. Of course I did it. It's something that they thought it was really good. And I told them,
Absolutely.
I says, you can use this for other games too. You don't have to be War Machine Horde. So they were,
Everybody can use objective markers.
yes.
Yep.
Everybody can use simple
It's on my
measuring
list.
sticks.
It's on my list as soon as I get stuff sorted out. I'm going to get a set of each and maybe try and go to events for other games. I mean, unfortunately, they're not going to help me with Star Wars Legion event because
Yeah, they have.
there's nothing we have that's usable in Legion. But actually, the flags are technically usable. You need objectives. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep.
but they make cool objective sets too. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'll find a way.
we'll find a way to use it. But,
Yeah. To make movement widgets for Legion that are branded with our stuff, which I don't think is actually possible. But
anything's possible. It just takes money.
yeah, well, that would be worth it. How about that?
There you go. That's the word you're looking for. But we're looking at a couple of other cool things. The role-playing one we're kind of working on because we think that's going to be a really cool one. But the logistics of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to try and work out, but we're working on it. And if you have any ideas about patron levels, topics, anything you want to see us review, let us know. Hit us up on Facebook, hit us up individually or together on Twitter. Hit us up, let us know. We want to hear from you guys, see what you want to hear. This is cooperative.
Yep.
We want you to listen to what we're talking about, so we want to talk about stuff you want to listen to. So if you tell us what you want to listen to, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Vicious circle. And I'm slightly drunk.
On top of that, at War Machine Weekend, if you do find me, say hi. I know we have a lot of people that listen, and I have a ton of people on my Facebook page and a ton of people here, and I don't always recognize. I don't recognize all names, so if you say hi and I don't recognize you, make sure you just tell me what you're. Hey, I'm so and so from whenever you're streaming. I'm like, oh, that would be even better. Makes it a whole lot easier.
It's impossible to recognize. One thing I've learned from conventions is it is impossible to recognize people that you only know online, like on Facebook or whatever.
Yes.
Especially if they don't have a profile picture that matches what they look like. And I've had people come up, and I'm sure everybody else who's ever been to a convention will have somebody come up and be like, hey, I'm so-and-so. And I'm like, man, I'm really happy to meet you. But
who are you?
I don't have any frame of reference for who you are. So if you could put yourself in context for me, that would be awesome. So.
Oh, yeah, I like meeting Confident Scotty in person was super cool at Johncon.
That would be awesome. I would love to.
And then getting to play him was double bonus. It's a great time.
Like if anybody's going to be at like Adepticon or ReaperCon, definitely come and find me because I like to meet people. I like people. Just because I need that frame of reference of how I know you, doesn't mean that I don't want to be hanging out with you.
But let's see, at War Machine Weekend, there will be a special edition live streamed on Facebook and recorded of Dawn of the Harbinger, because we will have the entire team there.
That is going to be so cool.
Yeah, I have something extremely cool planned for that, because it's we laugh, because we're going to actually roleplay like we did back in the 90s and 80s.
Like in
person? With real dice, no mechanics.
And paper?
Yeah, so it's going to be like, we're all going to be joking about it. But we're going to find a place, break off the room, hide for a bit from everybody, and actually play a thing. And there is going to be a pivotal part of the story happen there that I've already started working on.
Xander wants to know which day it will be of War Machine Weekend.
It'll most likely be Saturday night.
Because after tournaments?
After everything, because... a lot of us are in the tournaments, and a lot of us will be doing stuff. So it's all going to be set up.
Gonzo was going to make a joke about never having actually role played by the internet, and then I realized there's chickens in the mist. So I did totally the role playing game. If you want to hear that, it's on Beer Machine's page, which is unfortunately still amused, but it's still there.
Yeah. But we're going to do that.
My bad, mental filter.
I also will be Facebook live streaming a lot of stuff for War Machine Weekend because, of course, I'm on the committee. And what was it? I usually stream when we open up the VIP room for people to buy, and I usually go and tell what's being sold and do a quick interview with PP. Con exclusively sold stuff, so you'll see that. She's pretty much done. And then... I won't be doing much commentary because I'm running around running things. I'm running the Steamroller with a Twist, which is going to be a combination of the old man tournament style and where everybody can play and not just old men. So that'll be coming up.
Young men and women and others.
Yes. I've got some pretty silly things already set up, so you'll just have to wait and see. I think that's about it. We got a lot of stuff coming up, guys. Just bear with us. And before we go to the media section, we also want to thank all of our sponsors. Mechanica Studios, which will be giving us a new donation once a month pretty soon. And so stick around and wait, or be prepared for that. Also, Dan, the man from Tectonic Crest Studios, being always awesome to us. I'm sure he's going to be having some really cool stuff for us coming up. I'll see him at War Machine Weekend. And, of course, our Broken Egg Games guys, which are selling all of our tokens and stuff like that. Plus, on top of that, they sponsor. And if you use our link that we're providing, it helps out a lot. Because anything you buy there, we get a small kickback provided to our podcast, which helps out a ton.
Yepers.
So let's go ahead and go to the media section. Crimson has a thing, John. Will you check that out? Crimson, if you sign up at that $15 levels, we will do it. Oh, look, there's our Broken Egg Games link for everything that we want, for everything, all your stuff.
I don't recognize any of these actors.
That's kind of what that program is for.
Set in South Africa.
Woo! Almost fell over. John, I blame you.
It can't be that bad. It's got a 4.7 out of 10 on IMDb. So that means, it's got some redeeming features.
A sequel to the
Mr. Bones 2, huh?
Back from the Past.
Well, I know if you join that patron level, we will watch it.
I will look into it otherwise. It might make it into my rotation if it's something for free. I'll take a look. Yep. Even if it's YouTube, not legally. Shouldn't hear me say that.
No, shouldn't say that.
Medicine Man is sent. Okay.
All right, I did get the Balrog put together.
Hooray!
I got to do some gap filling. This model is huge, by the way. I think, depending on... I'm going to pick up the Armies book tomorrow, and depending on if there's like a ruling that says you have to use the whip for this or whatever, I might magnetize it, but I think I might go with the whip because it's just big.
It does look cool. And also, it's a whip in the movie.
Yes, it's the movie.
Sword. So, cinematic.
Yeah, and then there's the sword.
That's word!
Cinematic doesn't start with an S.
That's because it's not sword.
It's not sword. So, I'll probably be doing the whip because it just looks cooler. So let's go for it. John, how many do you have tonight?
Ooh, you're going to make me do math.
I am a special ed teacher.
I'm going to say 3.
Okay. Kathy?
Oh,
is that actually 3?
Just one.
Just one. I only got 2, but a discussion on something because it is now start of the new television season and new shows are starting.
It might actually be 2.
So, okay. Well, go ahead and go with your first one.
My first one, as the second part to one I did a couple weeks ago, I watched the RoboCop remake from, was it 2014? The one with Joel Kinnaman and Michael Keaton in it.
Yep.
It's really not a bad movie, and it actually, people say it didn't hit the same, was it the same, points as the first one?
Mm-hmm.
But it really did. It really had something to say politically. It just wasn't as framed as well as it could have been. The rest of the movie tried too hard and had too much going on, so you couldn't really get to the point of the sci-fi points of what makes a man a man. If you take away his free will to do stuff but make him think he's the one choosing to do stuff, is it really free will or not? Plus the larger topic of drones policing the policing U.S. Is it actually worth it if we don't have policemen die but drones die instead? Is it worth giving up the freedom of dealing with a normal human being instead of a robot who's sort of just doing its programming? Is that worth it for safety? So there are a lot of deeper subjects in here. It just touches on them in a different way than the first one. The first one was really, more blunt about it, let's say. And this is a bit more circumspect about it. And I think it kind of is hurt for that. I think we could use a little more bluntness. But I like the movie. I think Joel Kinnaman does a fine job in it. Michael Keaton is great in it because Michael Keaton's great. Gary Oldman's great in it because Gary Oldman's great. Samuel L. Jackson is great in it because he's great.
All of those people are great.
Yeah. Who's Jackie Earl Haley, who I like a lot, is okay in it. He's not given a lot, but does the best we can with what the role he has. I've loved him since I saw him in The Human Target TV show. The actors are all fine. None of them do it. It's just the movie's trying to do too much. There's too many little plots and stories going on, and it's kind of hurt by that. I feel like to really do the movie justice with the storylines that's going on, you'd have to add another half an hour to the movie. And I don't think that's worth it. 2.5-hour movies are tough sometimes. I think it'd be better to take some of the plot lines out of it and make it a tighter movie. But it's enjoyable. I mean, 2014 graphics are fine, and some of the action scenes are absolutely great. I mean, let's be honest, we love the original RoboCop, but RoboCop versus Ed 209 is not really a satisfying fight. This fight is absolutely satisfying because he's using tactics, he's being smart. He jumps in on his motorcycle through the window, jumps off of it, and he's hiding beneath the leg, shooting ones, using them as cover. He's being tactical. It's very cool. But unfortunately, some very cool action make it great. I give it a paper piece.
How many?
It's worth watching.
You're garbled a bit there, John.
It is time for the new microphone. It sounds like you got some video issues too. Are we sure that John's? Are we sure not John's a robot?
I'm not a robot.
Don't sound.
He's totally a robot. We figured it out. You're totally a robot, John.
And he's glitching.
He's glitching.
Sorry, John.
It may be something going on. You're glitching somehow.
Yeah.
May have to call you right back if you need to.
How about now?
Say something.
Testing.
He's gone. He's not
I'm
moving.
here. I can hear.
Your video is pausing as well as your sound.
I'm looking.
Hey, John, kick yourself off Skype and we'll bring you back in. We'll get you back in here.
What about you, Gonzo? What have you got? I only have one thing, so you might as well go.
Yeah, I'll go and go. I went and rewatched. I'm going to call John back, guys. I went and rewatched, since it was on there, was Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Which,
oh my gosh, we were just talking about maybe rewatching that too really soon.
Yeah, and so I went ahead and rewatched that because I was like, oh, well, it's on there. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And so I was like, I'm going to go do that. And every time I watch it, the very first scene where he's sitting there reading the book, sitting down in the forest, it gets me. I'm like, shit, this is something I'm looking forward to this. This is amazing. This is...
the music is playing?
Yes!
Oh.
And then the scene where he's standing on the little hill and he's talking to Gandalf, and, Gandalf's like, wizard arrives when you... blah. I'm just like, yes! No, he's not. And so it's really, really... It's just so good. Everything's still great. There's no cinematography. There's no problems with, video. There's no problem with the special effects. Everything just looks so good, and it's just so brings joy to my heart every time I watch it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, Jim and I were just listening to the soundtrack for the first time in a long time for Fellowship of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the day, we would have that on in the background as we were painting across the table from each other. And actually it was right before we got married that the movie came out, and I dragged him to the theater to see it, and he had no idea what a token was. he had no idea, and I'm like, you'll like it. And we sat in the second row, and we sat all the way against the wall. We were like this for the entire movie because the theater was packed.
Oh, yeah.
And Jim came out of that, and he was like, this is like the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And we I think we went and saw it again, which is unusual for me since we rarely even see movies for the first time. To go and see it again later, in an emptier theater, uh, it it's an amazing movie, and we got all of them on the extended versions on Blu-ray and watched all the special features. And man, you've got to see the special features.
Oh yeah.
They're they just lend so much extra.
And the extended
Yeah.
scenes, the extended editions, everything was so good about that. I mean, I really, 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 really. I mean, I was just watching it and I was like, yes, 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 yes. Why couldn't The Hobbit been this? You know, it was just. I was just like, this is
Yeah, we had so
amazing.
many high hopes for The Hobbit,
Yeah,
but we're not
yeah.
talking about that. We're talking about Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, but I mean, it starts and it's there, and you're just like, this is a movies that's gonna last for a long time. And you're gonna have, the newer generation of geeks, and they're gonna like, this is really cool. So I mean, it's gonna be really in like 20 years, 15, 20 years, 30 years. I want to see where it goes and what people think of it so far down the line. I mean, there is no. There's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion.
It deserves 5 Casablancas.
5 Casablancas and 0
Yep.
Space Herpes. 100%. I agree. It's just an
Yep.
amazing movie.
The music for it, I mean, you feel that stirring in your chest just when you hear the music for like the Rohan. When
Oh,
Rohan
yeah.
comes in and the violins start to play.
Oh, yeah.
Even in The Hobbit, which I didn't care for, and I know we're not talking about that, but when the music for the Hobbits, for Hobbiton
Mm-hmm.
started up, I got that same feeling, but then, the rest of the movie kind of squashed that down.
So, 5 Casablancas, 0 Space Herpes.
Yeah. That one it rates with Casablanca.
What movie is that? Lord of the Rings?
Fellowship of the Ring.
The Fellowship of the Rings.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
John's having a little bit of internet issues is what he's having right now, so he's trying to fix that. Kathy, what?
I blame Banyan. He's doing all this stuff and downloading porn and all that. And it's
Banyan.
ruining my connection.
Way to go. He's like reviewing Lord of the Cock Rings for us right now.
I'd like to say I don't know what you're talking about, but that message managed to show up.
Oh wait, that was I'm sorry, that was
comics.
Scotty.
That was
Scotty
comics.
Potty.
Yeah, Lord of the Cocker, yeah.
My mistake.
So, Kathy, what do you have to review today?
So this weekend, I managed to catch a couple episodes of Blood of the Vine, which is a French detective series. And I know you're shocked that I'm watching a detective series in foreign languages, but it is also called Sang dans le Vent. And it's about this guy who's like this renowned analogist or analogist. Anyways, he's a wine expert, and so all these vineyards consult him when they have problems with their vines, with their vats, with their with their barrels, with all the things that go on
Uh-huh.
winemaking. But inevitably, as you know, murder.
Oh, yeah,
shows up,
always shows up.
There's corpses start dropping, and this guy ends up being in the center of it, and always his whatever investigations he's doing, whether it's some kind of disease of the vine or some kind of weird yeast in the in the fermentation process, it always ends up being foul play. And but I love it because you learn a lot about wine culture. You
Okay.
learn a lot about the Bordeaux region of France and the surrounding regions, which that's why I like these shows from other countries. Is I don't get to travel, I don't have money for going out and traveling to these other countries, so this is my window onto other cultures, and I think they're fun. There's certain little tiny things like in this show, I noticed in the couple episodes I watched, when the guys are, Benjamin is talking to the owner of this chateau and vineyard, and they're in a serious conversation. He grabs the guy's arm, and they're walking along arm in arm, and I'm like, they don't do that in America.
Oh no.
You know, you don't get that close to somebody in America ever.
No.
And I just love it. And the scenery is beautiful, and like I said, you learn about wine, you learn about the Bordeaux region, and I like it. It's in they have it on MHC Choice, which is it's like a bunch of international mysteries and other programs, and I just happen to have a PBS station that is an affiliate of MHC Worldview, so I get to watch these shows occasionally, and I feel pretty lucky about that. We did lose that channel for a while, and when our one PBS station closed down, but our second PBS station picked it up again. So I'm all about my international movies and their shows.
Sweet.
So what do you got, John, now that you're back?
How did I get my final rating of RoboCop?
It was kinda.
Two shots ago. 2 space herpes. Worth watching. Better than your average movie, but not amazing.
Gotcha.
So next movie, after going to the Chinese buffet on the Saturday of Johncon, we went back and we watched Team America: World Police,
That's awesome.
which I had never seen before,
Oh,
and will never watch again.
Yes.
It is, I feel like, is a movie everyone should watch. Once, absolutely. At least once. If you like it, it's your thing, by all means watch it again. It is not my thing. I did not like it very much. It has some funny parts. It has some terrible parts. It's pretty much just like anything else those guys do.
Yep.
I like some of it. I hate some of it. It ends up being slightly above average. I hear there's a deleted scene, because if you guys don't know what Team America: World Police is, get out from under your rock. It is a marionette movie, but it's just absolutely horrible. It's the guys who did South Park. It's terrible. There's marionette sex, which is not something I ever need to see again. Though apparently, as Comic Study probably just pointed out, the sex scene was edited. Apparently, there's an extended one, and all I have to say is silly string, and I will leave that there. The other notable scenes is the dicks, assholes, and pussies speeches, where is a better analogy than I like, but it's terrible anyways. But it's funny terrible. The rest of it is just so goddamn see-through and cliched and terrible. I mean, those guys are better than that. I know they are.
Yeah.
It has some music. It has some funny songs in it, but those guys are always great with their songs. I mean, the best part of the South Park movie is the fucking soundtrack, which is fucking top-notch.
Yeah.
This is not quite that good, but it has some good songs. The montage song, America, fuck yeah. Those are great songs. Is it better or worse than Meet the Feebles? I've never seen Meet the Feebles, Comic Society Putty. I'm not a big comedy guy. I like comedy. I don't like American comedies as a whole movie because they don't know how to run a joke. And this movie was like that.
I didn't care for Meet the Feebles, and we saw that on Stupid Movie Night when I was I don't know,
Stupid
17.
Movie Night.
Yeah, back when I was a teenager, my friends and I would get together for Stupid Movie Night once a month. And we watched some really incredibly stupid movies, and that qualified.
I would agree. It is supposed to be so bad that it's good, but it's not. Like I said, everyone should watch it. It says some important things. Actually, It has some funny parts. It's worth watching at least once, and some people are really going to love it, and you should watch it multiple times then, by all means.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. Another highlight of it is the 10 pounds of vomit in a 2-pound marionette.
Oh, uh-huh.
There's a point in that scene where I stopped watching the screen, and I just started watching everyone's face.
I feel like you just need to be like a teenager to watch that.
Yep. Very juvenile
I mean,
comedy.
to really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, there's like I said, there's something to see there. There are people who are going to love it. That's fine. It's not. It's definitely going to be one of those movies, like most American comedies. It's going to be polarizing. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to be like, meh. I'm more in the meh. It was okay. I give it, 2.5 shots of crack, or 2.5 space herpes. I had 2.5 shots of crack, and technically, Jesus.
I would give it like 4.
Oh, it's not 4 by any stretch. It's. You can watch it. It'd be background. Look it up for a couple funny moments. Ha ha ha. And then go back to what you're doing. But I won't be watching it again. I am glad to have seen it once. Glad I didn't watch it in the theater. I'd have been a little disappointed. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not great. Seems to be a lot in life sometimes with movies. It's way better than Atlantic Rim. How about that? It is 2 Casablancas over Atlantic Rim.
Woof.
That's not high praise. Honestly, even though technically it's a worse movie, I would probably rather watch the Turkish Star Wars. Even though it's a worse movie because it's less offensive.
Yeah.
But is it better than Casablanca? No, it's not better than
We
Casablanca.
just
Crimson.
covered that, Crimson.
It is a reskin South Park episode, absolutely Kevin
Yeah,
Scott body,
yes.
but it's the same guy. So I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Those guys unfortunately don't have quite the skill of someone like Mike Judge to make like an Office Space.
Correct.
Because going from Beavis and Butthead to Office Space and Beavis and Butthead the movie, both those movies are way superior to Team America's World Police. Those do it right, and it's amazing. We never would have expected it from the guy who made Beavis and Butthead. Like Beavis and Butthead movie, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get fucked up for that movie. Then I saw it sober, and I'm like, that was actually funny and interesting. What the hell happened? Did I get drunk and miss it? Oh, who else has got another one? Gonzo?
I got one, but it's not a review. It's more a comment.
Sure.
Because it showed up. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. But Iron Fist got canceled.
I'm not surprised based on the reviews I've heard.
Correct.
And I just heard somebody say they liked the second season better than the first season, but I don't know that there's a lot of people returning for the second season.
No. For anybody that's watched it, it's not surprising, but it is the first Marvel Netflix show that has been canceled. And with not surprising for anybody because it does.
Anyone who listens to the reviews, it's not surprising at all.
It's not surprising at all. I just think it's interesting. It had potential to be really good, but I think they just got too caught up in it. So we're pretty much down to the other ones. It sucks. Hope those people find jobs.
There are plenty of other ones.
Yeah, we got plenty of other Marvel stuff, but that's one of the thing.
And if they do a Defenders season 2, I'm sure he'll show back up.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
They're just not going to show more of his series. I've said to the thing that I'm probably never going to see these series. There's too much media out there to consume. Something's got to give, and
Yes.
I would rather read Iron Fist in the comic book than watch him on TV based on how that was.
Yeah, I agree. So just a little bit of news. We also have a lot of shows coming out now because of the new series. It's the new seasons of stuff. And really, there's not much that I've been looking forward to watching lately.
I gotta catch up on stuff.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What?
Good Omens.
Yes.
On Amazon Prime, based off of the Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman novel Good Omens.
Yes.
I don't have a horse in that race.
I just finished rereading the book in early September, so it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I can't wait for
I'm very
that.
much looking forward to it. And David Tennant is one of the main characters. So
Well, that's cool. I love David
Yeah.
Tennant, but
yeah, I think it's going to be funny.
Good Omens look good. I've been watching Mayans, which of course I've said a little bit about that, which is the spin-off from Sons of Anarchy, which
Okay.
has been good. And it's actually keeps the current timeline, which I think is really cool. That they're not going back in time. They do some flashbacks to previous episodes, and they do get some old characters in there. But it is there is, it is current timeline of the motorcycle gang.
I'm happy that the series of Star Trek books that I read had apparently a new series split into a couple parts come out not that long ago, and they just had the first book on sale on Amazon for like $1.99, so I picked that up.
Sweet.
Always good to see that. Good to see they're still going because Star Trek's in a very weird place.
Which the new season of Discovery should be pretty soon too.
Unless they get sued out of existence.
Oh well, I don't care. I liked it. I liked the series. I thought it was amazing.
It seemed people had decent reviews of it. It's not Star Trek from what I hear, and that's a problem.
It's Star Trek for the new generation.
Well, Star Trek's. Let's be honest. Star Trek's IP is in crazy state because movies and TV, and they have to be separate.
Yeah.
But they didn't learn the Star Wars thing because Star Wars is slowly learning the problem that, except in rare cases, no one wants a fucking prequel. They want a continuation. They don't fucking care what happened before. Continue.
Well, sure, they already have the spoiler for how it ends if it's a prequel.
Yeah.
It's like Solo. The reason Solo didn't do well, even though it was a very enjoyable movie, was because they know how his story ends, and their imagination of how it started is fine. They don't need to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they were setting up her franchise, and that wasn't really going to work. Like, if you tell stories, like Rogue One is a self-contained story. You watch Rogue One, you're like, we're done. We know how that story began and end. It's people we don't know.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's a thing. People are done with prequels. They want to see a continuation.
Yeah.
Well, we also have Mandalorian coming out.
I'm interested in that. I hope it's not fucking Boba Fett. I will say this out. I think Boba Fett is cool, but he is the second most overrated character in all of Star Wars fandom.
But
I agree with that.
You know who the most overrated is? Darth fucking Maul.
you didn't get to do anything.
He's dead. He got cut in half. We're done. You don't need to bring him back in any... Oh, you did bring him back in another series. Why the fuck?
Wait,
Oh, here the writers did a good... Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know.
Oh, yeah. He's got like a robotic lower half, and he comes back for a bunch of stuff.
There's another show that I'm looking forward to, and it is the new Nathan Fillion movie, TV show.
Oh, the Rookie?
The Rookie. Just because I love Nathan.
If it was not on CBS, I would consider it, but CBS can die in a fire. Respectfully.
You hate everybody.
No, I don't. I just think CBS needs to get off their fucking whatever drugs they're on and not charge like $8 a month for their streaming service with commercials.
I don't have that.
Oh, that's shitty.
I'm not paying $8 a month for that with commercials.
For
No.
commercials. Yeah, no.
Well, it is past our 8:30 time. We are 3 minutes over. Oh my gosh, John, you kept us over for 3 minutes.
Ranting.
You know what? We can let John rant for a little.
No, don't let me rant.
We would be here for the next 4 days.
Ranting about CBS? I don't see.
It's just that I like a lot of the programs they put out, but they need to get off their shit and make their streaming service worth it for people.
I think a lot of people who are jumping on the whole streaming service bandwagon are in for a world of hurt because I was reading an article, people are starting to pirate stuff more because of that.
Yep.
The only company I feel like has the ability to do that is Disney. Because Disney owns there was ABC and ESPN and everything they own. They could actually put enough stuff on a streaming service and be like, okay, that's worth a monthly fee.
Disney has they had a whole cable channel that used to, and I don't know if it's still not basic, but it used to not be basic. And so, you're paying extra to see the Disney Channel. Why not pay extra to see all their shit ton of content that they put out over the last,
Wait, I can see the
50
sequel,
years.
the sequel series to Leave It to Beaver on streaming. Did you ever watch that? I used to watch the crap out of that.
No,
Didn't they also have Rin Tin Tin Canine Cop? Wasn't it on the Disney Channel, or am I thinking of a different channel?
I don't even know. I never had the Disney Channel because, my parents didn't want to shell out for not basic cable.
Oh, we did. Disney Channel was great.
I was not a Disney kid. I didn't grow up. Like, I was lucky if I saw the computer wore tennis shoes and Old Yeller.
Old Yeller, sad story. Very relevant. I think we should stop before it gets really dark. Conzo, save us.
Alright, guys, that is episode 53. We're going to have to cut it out right here. We'll be back next week. Like I says, I will not be here on War Machine Weekend, which is in 3 weeks. But we'll see if we'll do something anyway. Pay attention to War Machine Weekend, because I'll have some content for that. If you're at War Machine Weekend, please come by and say hi to me. I love hearing from everybody. Other than that, for More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
Kathy.
Good night.
Night, night.
Night, night.
So, hey, spoiler, Old Yeller dies.
I had a coworker we nicknamed Old Yeller.
Did he die?
Was he
No.
not long for the world?
I wanted to take her out back, tie her in a tree, and get the shotgun.
Oh my god. She didn't even have rabies, or did she? Was it like,
No, she had
Like-
terminal stupidity.